Hi there and welcome to episode 38, which is a droning of some of the sites involved in episode 37. So here we have Te Kawau Pā in the distance. You just saw where the Mokau River was. And we're just going to pan around there, and right in front of you now is the Te Kawau Pā. And it's separated from the mainland, and that area that separates it, well, the area on the right is another pā, I believe. Well, it's certainly indicated on the map that it's another pā. And as we pan around here, this whole area, by the way, is called Poutama. It's a beautiful area when you're driving down. I always love getting to this area. I feel like I'm getting close to New Plymouth. And in the distance we see the White Cliffs, and Pukearuhe is there. And that's about 17 kilometres away. So coming back now, we have the Te Kawau Pā on the right, and the pā on the left, and the pā on the right is Te Kawau Pā. And when I looked up this information, I found it, but now that I've gone back to find it, I can't find anything about Te Kawau. But it's about 2 acres, and possibly at some stage these two pās were joined. Certainly before the sea got anywhere near these two pā would have been joined. So Te Kawau Pā is about 1.5 acres, and Te Kawau on the other side is about 2 acres, so they're quite significantly sized pās. Access to Kawau was by ropes and rope ladders. And there's a stream that flows down from the hills, comes under the road, and enters around the other side of Te Kawau. We're going to have a little look at that in a second. That stream is the Kuwhatahi Pā stream. And that stream comes down, it flows quite well, but it actually comes around and goes through the gap between the two pā and is right up against Te Kawau Pā. So their ability to get water, or their distance to go to get water, was very easy. Maybe they could get it via ropes and some sort of bucket or gourd arrangement that they could just lower over at low tide. Now, this videoing is being done around about mid-tide, so at high tide the water comes all the way up. So if you wanted a fresh drink at high tide, you'd have to wait. When I was looking up some information on Te Kawau Pā, it's been used as a uru pā, as a cemetery. So, but the last person buried there, from what I can see, is around about 1930. So it's no longer really used and would be extremely difficult to get to. Now, as we come around the other side of Te Kawau Pā, you can see, we'll have a quick look at it in a second, but you can see there where they would have their fortifications to stop anyone coming from the mainland, and you can see a really good trench-sized excavation there, which then comes down to the narrow gap where people could come through. Now, of course, our stories go back 200 years, so who knows what the pā were actually like in those days. But that gap there, we're organised to go through it with a new drone that I have, which is a first-person view drone. So, but yeah, 200 years. I mean, what did they look like 200 years ago? Don't know. So here we go, through here. You can see the stream that comes out from under the water, under the road. And we just buzz around here. And man, sort of stuff's a lot of fun. Okay, so now we come to Pukearuhe Pā, which is located about, how far is it from one to the other? It's about 17 kilometres from Te Kawau Pā to get to Pukearuhe. So that's a good day's walk. This is a very large pā. The area you see up on the flat there is about 3.7 acres. And it's difficult to imagine how much cliff has been worn away over the last 200 years. This area has been, it's a very strategic area, which is why the Te Kawau Pā built his pā here. But since then, in the land wars, there was a redoubt constructed there, and you might be able to see later on in this video the outline of where the redoubt was made. But this signified the Te Kawau Pā was the upper end of the Ngāti Tama territory, so that looked after that area. So here we are looking up north, and as we swing around. And this Pukearuhe Pā was their main pā for the southern part of Ngāti Tama country. That stream there running on the left is Totahia Puru stream. So again, their access to water was quite good. You have a feeling that most slaves and women would spend half their days just getting water, bringing it up to the pā. They didn't have any wells. They didn't know about well technology in those days. They would often use a canoe. If they felt they were coming under siege, they'd bring a canoe into the pā and fill that up with water to try and get them by. But the supply of water was always a weak point of most pās. Okay, so that's Pukearuhe, and now we come to Te Kaweka, and we're going to just cruise up the coast here and go down to Waitoitoi stream, and then I'll move across to Okoki Pā, and you can get to Okoki Pā off the main road there. There's a road going down there which comes to our carpark, and I'm going to send up the drone from there and look back at the area that we're interested in. So let's do that. So here we are cruising down the Taranaki coast. Isn't it absolutely stupendous and rugged? But what it was like 200 years ago, well, we have to use our imagination a bit here. Now we're coming up to where Te Kaweka Pā is believed to have been, certainly where it's marked on the map. And there's no earthworks or anything to really identify it, and you kind of wonder whether it might have actually come out onto that island, that extended island that comes out there, whether that was in great shape way back 200 years ago or not. But certainly it abutted the beautiful plains of Motunui. So we're just going to cruise on down to Waitoa stream outlet. Now, when I was doing this droning, I wasn't actually doing it for this episode. I was doing it for the next episode. So that's why I kind of didn't pay much attention to Kaweka Pā. We're coming up that inlet there, or that large area of water that goes back there. That's the outlet of the Mimi River. And up in that area there are about 6 or 7 pā, which are still in beautiful condition. Certainly when you look at them on Google Earth, they're quite distinct and show excellent earthwork markings. So here we are, we're coming down to the outlet of the Waitoa stream. We'll just pan up north and we'll swing around and we'll look back in the direction of the Okoki Pā. So we have the Okoki Pā there, looking quite small in the distance, in the Waitoa stream. Here we are over at the Okoki Pā, and I've sent the drone straight up, and the pā is on the left there, the hill area. And there's that monument to Sir Peter Buck. His ashes are entombed on the pā. And here we have the beautiful plains of Motunui. It was a lovely day, near the end of the day. So we have the Kaweka Pā there, the Waitoa stream, Pukearuhe there, and the Mangatiti Creek, which will feature large in our next episode perhaps. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for joining me, and take it easy. Stay safe out there. See you later.